Yo, welcome to an episode of Superkick Podcast. I'm your host, Ringside P. Gotta cover a little bit of Smackdown, a little bit of Backlash, a little bit of Monday Night Raw. But, man, before we get started, make sure you guys like, subscribe, share, comment, give me feedback. Check out the real shorts, TikToks, Spotify, Superkick Store. Take me out on table ladders and bumps, all that great stuff, y'all. Got questions coming out of these last couple days, man. It's Solo, and we got Jacob Fatu. And this has been a slow cook for a minute now, you know. And I think we finally started to see it take picture, started to come full, and it's like, yo, we see that Solo. It's that power struggle. He's losing power. He's not at the top. He doesn't have the Udo Fala. He's not the tribal chief. Jacob is now the United States champion. He's moving up. He's becoming the star that everyone thought he was going to be, you know. And now it's kind of like, yo, what is up with Solo? And I almost felt like he was going to kind of use Drew McIntyre, Drew not really knowing, but use Drew McIntyre to try to take out Jacob, right? And try to get the U.S. title that way. I feel like we kind of saw it. I felt like we kind of saw it at the end of SmackDown going into Backlash. Drew McIntyre came out, gave Jacob Fatu a Claymore. Solo was outside in the cut, like peroxide, just chilling, watching. Didn't do anything. He could have came in and helped Jacob, but he didn't know. He just watched from afar. We get to Backlash. Fatal 4-way. For the United States champion. It looked like it's going great. Jacob he might be in a little bit of trouble. What the Solo dude comes out with backup. Jeff Cobb out to helped him, you know, and help Jacob retain the title. Jacob kind of like, he's like, yo, man, I don't want no part of that. But I still feel like we're gonna get Solo using Drew, and then it's gonna be Jeff Cobb versus, or whatever his name is gonna be in WWE, versus Jacob, until we get Solo versus Jacob at SummerSlam, I think, you know. I mean, Solo was at SummerSlam last year, and I don't want to say Solo is long overdue for a main event PLE, because he had one, right? But I feel like he's done a lot since WrestleMania 39, you know? And I think it's almost time to put a title on Solo, a mid-card title. It doesn't have to be nothing, you know, nothing major, but a mid-card title or something like that. Like, he's been doing a lot, you know, and I think he deserves something. But we know that Jacob Fatu is the future. I'm anxious to see what Jeff Cobb is going to bring, because I don't know anything about him. I never watched any of his matches, you know. So I think like it's going to be dope, and I'm still cool with more bloodline stuff happening. Can this be Bloodline 3.0, right? Solo, Jeff Cobb, maybe someone else. But now, I mean, I hope it might not happen, but maybe we get the Rock part of it, right? And Jacob sides with Roman. And now we got to get Roman, possibly Silify too, Jacob, to take on the Bloodline 3.0. And maybe we can still get Rock versus Roman. Maybe we can still get it. I don't know. But, man, what do you guys think? Let me know. Comment below. All right. So, coming out of Backlash, I'm watching Dominic Mysterio versus Penta for the title. And I'm like, man, Dominic Mysterio is really improving out here. You're really seeing the progression of a wrestler that you want to see. Like, you want to see a person consistently get better, right? On the microphone, in the ring, with character work, and all those things. And Dominic Mysterio is that dude. He's doing that right now. Like, that was a real good match with Dominic Mysterio versus Penta. Like, I had no issues with it. I loved it, right? I'm happy to see him getting his praise. You know, he fought through all that kind of like almost like go away heat to just having heel heat, and now he's getting cheered, and it's like, yo, like Dom is earned his spot. You know, like he's really earned his spot in WWE, and I'm happy to see that. We know we getting Finn versus Dom, right? But when it's gonna happen, how it's gonna happen, right? It's gonna happen at SummerSlam. More Judgment Day, and is this finally will be the end of the Judgment Day as we know it, you know? Liv is out filming the movie. We seeing gonna get into the tinfoil theory real quick. Let me get this hat real quick. My tinfoil hat. That usually will untabilize and bumps. Fix the things, baby. Alright, so tinfoil. And it kind of already started to unfold, so it's not really that big of a tinfoil, but we see Finn and Roxanne talking 2 weeks in a row. Almost safe to assume, because I feel like we saw the same thing with Finn and Liv, right? That Finn is trying to push out Liv Morgan and also Dominic Mysterio. So the way to do it, we use Raquel. I mean, we lose Roxanne, right? Liv is out. Maybe they got to defend the titles. I can't use it because I already saw someone say it, but not even that. Maybe Roxanne costs Dom the title, and that starts the beef between her and Liv, right? And I think that's going to be a great matchup because styles make fights. They got similar body types, you know, height-wise. Like, I think it'd be great. I think it's way more believable than watching Roxanne versus Rhea or Liv versus Rhea, you know. Then we can get to Dom and Finn, you know. So I'm looking forward to it. Like, I'm happy for Dom. That face turn is coming for Dom. That big face turn is coming. Don't know when. Maybe later this year. But I'm here for it. I think I'm here for Dom as a face. I don't know yet. Because I still want to see Dom versus Rey to retire Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania. So maybe next year we might get that. But man, I'm so happy to see Dominic Mysterio where he's at right now in the WWE, man. What do you guys think? Let me know. That's part of my 2 and 4 theory so far. I think I got another one. Let me scroll up real fast. Yeah, I got one more. Alright, let me get my other 10 4 theory. And keep it short. It's sweet. It's time for Rhea to turn heel. And I feel that Rhea Ripley is going to turn heel real soon on Io Sky. I think it's time for a change. She's already been showing heel tactics already in mannerisms. But everyone's just been blind because they just love Rhea so much that nobody's going to overlook the fact that what she did to get into the triple threat for WrestleMania. Like, that's not what a face does, right? It's heel. It's heelish. So Io doesn't need to turn heel. Io also has been putting on great matches since she's been champion. So now what do we got to do? Now we really got to take her name to the next level. And now how do we do that? We got to put her against a monster heel like Rhea Ripley can be with the name too, as well going on with that. It's just going to be like, can Io get past the fans' momentum behind and backing behind Rhea? Can her ability in the ring take over and outweigh what the fans feel for Rhea Ripley? I don't know, but man, I'm here for it. I'm here to push Io Sky to the moon, to the sky. You know, so man, what do you guys think? You know what to do. And the last thing I want to get into in this episode of Superkick Podcast is the never seen 17 John Cena. Man, how do you guys feel about it? Right? And I guess my real question to that is, would John Cena's 17th championship be better if he was a face? Or is it great as a heel? You know? You would think that a person winning something would be celebrated, right? And kind of disregard who has the brackets for most championship, Ric Flair, Jerry King Lawler, whatever the case may be. Let's just keep it into WWE, right? WWE only acknowledges 16 championships for Ric Flair. So in this box of championships, we got 16 that was held by Ric Flair, tied by John Cena, and now John Cena has broken that tie and got to 17. So in this world, John Cena holds this record of world championships, right? Let's stick with that. It should be celebrated, you know, and I feel like it doesn't get the proper shine that it does, and maybe it doesn't get that because it's still like, maybe he's not really doesn't hold the record, you know. It's still Ric Flair, it's still many other people, or whatever the case may be, right? But you could really spin it because WWE, they can write whatever history they want to write with it, you know, and spin it however they want to spin it. So they could have spun it to where you can see like, yo, John Cena is the sole record holder for this, and we celebrate it, and he goes everywhere, Good Morning America, different talk shows, and he talks about it, and it's really just to really big up wrestling in a way, you know. But no, he's a heel, and you can't really celebrate it, and the heel run doesn't really particularly stand out to me. It feels too polished, it feels too generic, it almost feels like a right to censor type of version of John Cena, you know, like, and don't want to see John Cena like that. And maybe it's still too early. Maybe we get in some type of internal conflict with John Cena, like, yo, he's struggling to kind of deal with what he's done, you know, as a heel. You know, he wants to be champion still. He wants to be champion, but he wants to do right and be doing right. And he had loyalty, hustle, respect, and all of this stuff all these years, and now he's kind of going away from that, you know, to a certain degree. And it's not a monster heel run against other people. It's still against the fans, you know, like, John Cena, I don't want to fight you, man. Like, why are you beefing us so hard now, man? You won. You're the champ. Like, face someone, yeah, turn that attention to someone else. Like, but it still feels like every weekend I'm destroying wrestling for you guys. I'm ruining you guys' childhood. And it's like, man, like, what does that mean? Really? Like, we feel like we still really haven't gotten an explanation to what does that mean to ruin wrestling, you know? Take out this whole thing with The Rock, you know, and we just focus solely on what John Cena is trying to accomplish. And it's like, with the 17 championship win, it just doesn't feel like what it should feel, you know, like, you win a championship and you're still wrestling, you know. But now we push it back to, like, on my last date, I'm gone no matter what, and you got to start all over again. It's like, you guys have already changed the name already, so it's like, hadn't really erased that history so far. And I don't know if people really looked at it that way anyway, you know. I don't know, man. What did you guys think? Would it have just been better if John Cena won the 17 championship as a face? And then if you look at it that way and you go, well, they're going against Cody Rhodes, and Cody Rhodes is the biggest baby face, and their fans would have booed him, and it could have just been a situational thing for the time for WrestleMania, you know. And it still could have won. It could have still been a great match of honor between two great guys, and you get to the Raw after WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes comes out to congratulate John Cena, you know, and then you write Cody Rhodes off for a certain amount of time. Maybe someone attacks him in the back, you know, and you write him off, and it could have been Orton. Orton could have attacked him, you know, and then now you lead into heel Orton versus face John Cena. Would that have been better that way as opposed to Backlash? I still enjoyed the match at Backlash, you know, but I don't know, man. What do you guys think? Would it have been better for John Cena to have this last run as a face with the championship, or is he doing an amazing job as a heel champion? Let me know. Comment below. That's all I got this week. That's all I got this week for Superkick Podcast, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like, subscribe, share, comment, give me feedback. Check out all the great things, the real shorts, TikToks, me on Table Lines and Bunk. Check out the Superkick store. I got stuff on there, shirts, you know. Man, until next time, adios, peace.